Hi, welcome. On this video, I'm going to explain the aggregation nodes. I already created the application. If you come to the routing section, we will find three nodes: aggregation, control, aggregation replay, aggregation request. So what is aggregation node? Let's go to IBM document. SA aggregation node combine and generation of fan out of number of related requests within fan in of corresponding replays and compile these replays into a single aggregate replay message. So basically, is aggregation used to combine multi input, like we could have multi input and input message and into a single output message. It can be useful on a scenario where data is coming from various resources or system and need to be consolidated or summarized before further processes. So the aggregate node is collecting so we have like aggregation node control. We have a let's check out what aggregation control do. Aggregation control make nodes marks the beginning of the fan. This is the beginning of the fan out and request that are part of aggregation. It send and control message that is used by aggregation replay and need to be matched the different requests that have been made. The information that is propagated from a control terminal include the broker and aggregation request. If you come to the side, it's aggregation request. Record the fact that request message have been sent and collect the information. Collect the information that help the aggregation replay. What this does when requests come at the beginning of aggregation control and it come to a different service, when we hit different service, let's say I already create HTTP1 and HTTP. After that one, this node will record or collect the information and send it to the replay. And what replay node does, aggregate replay node mark the end of the aggregation fan in. It collect replay and combine them into a single aggregate replay. So information would come, all the message would come right here. They will combine it to a single replay. So and send it to a final replay section. So let's create it. We want to use HTTP. I already created two applications for HTTP2 as well. We will has nothing in it, but we will add something to it. HTTP1 and HTTP2. We will head these two servers from the HTTP endpoint. I'm gonna add this one right here. We want to use the sync request. We want to use that one. I'll just make it a little bit space. Want to connect this one, and also if you check, the node has a in message receiver and out and control. The first node, the aggregation control node, and the second also has a in and out, receive and out, and the third one has a control in and out. And if you check the property of each one, it's aggregation name and asking timeout and advance. There's like a timeout location would be unmonitored. There's just only the most important is a name, and that we need to send it. we will connect that one to this. We will invoke this to service, and after that we will use we could use if you want like you could add compute node right here or Java right here. When you receive it, you could map it according to the need you want, the data you want, but I don't want to use it. Out failure. I receive it now, connected to that. So we want to use aggregation response as well. I want to use it on the same one. Let me make it a little bit more space, because if I could create a subflow, but that way it will make you confused. You wouldn't know what this does. So that's why I don't want to make you confused. That's why I want to use it on the same almost everything on the same application. So you could, if you want it, you could create a different for this one, different subflow and put it there, or different message flow. You could, or it's up to you. You could do that, unless the final is replay back. Go when it's hit, it will replay back. We want the service back, and save it. Let's save it. We see all this is the error we see. This one we would call them this one we will call the main. Let's call the main and name them this aggregate. This is aggregation. Fine. Whenever name you give it right here, you must give it to your replay. Same thing. This tree is fixed now, and we come to this guy. We need a unique identifier, and we must use it right here. And let's work with this one. This one I will call them HTTP1, and another one I'll call them HTTP2. Let's see. We know there's a request. HTTP1. And let's call them HTTP1, and we put the same unique right here, HTTP1, and we pass the URL HTTP because it's a HTTP. We use : local host : 7080, but we will still check, and if we check that one, we put right here HTTP1. So this is HTTP1, the second HTTP2, and we give the hint code right here, endpoint, because this one will hit the HTTP1, the second will hit HTTP2. So when I save it, this two is fixed. So let's fix this two. Whatever we unique identifier I wanna give it, let's say, and same unique identifier, give it to this guy, and this is fixed. Now I need to give the URL. I wanna give this URL, and also the description is good to put the same description. So I will clean up to right here and say So that way we know HTTP2 response, and copy that one, put it in the description. Response, because I need a space too, it's a big name, and save it. What is asking for URL? Okay, asking for unique identifier. Okay, this 4 is fine now. Now we gave them a name. I say HTTP1 and HTTP2. HTTP1 is aggregate node HTTP1. Request this would be HTTP2. Request is HTTP2. So now it's fixed. If you wanna create it from beginning, then once you create this structure, whatever you use right here, I use the HTTP and async. If you use the MQ, then you create that MQ service right here. You could create your MQ application. Like let's say I want to invoke that, I could give information about this right here and bring up the MQ. It's up to you, and hit this one, this service. Or you could create the Kafka or the REST or web service. This is a REST service, web service, or you could create anything. But once you create this much structure for this two, you must create a service. So this is the, I don't know why my record shows like stop. This is the table. I have it. I want to pull it on HTTP1 and HTTP. This is the team information, and that I create the compute node that has nothing in it. We will start it from beginning right now. So what this does, like I want to get all the information that is for the team require. For example, I want to see if it's success, not success, and let's declare 4 variable. I want to declare 4 variable to see the timestamp. Like I could say success. When the team gets success, I call them team time. Success time. When was it? I want to add timestamp. Just figure out the success today, and declare. And the team name, what is the team name? And is a character. Let's save it. Let's copy paste it. Okay, that is faster. And I wanna create status, success status. So start like the success, or if they're not success, they fail, like something. And the finalize, I want to create a message for it. Message. And status, I want to create the balloon, not character. Let's create balloon, either success true, if otherwise false. So I want to use right here the environment. I want to parse. So I want to parse my data into my JSON data. I want to get as a JSON into an environment like payload. So I want to parse my payload from a HTTP request that is receiving to a payload. So I want to use an environment. And let's use variable for example. Data. I will say input data, then we will get the data from the JSON whatever come dot data. That's it. It comes from right here. We sign it. We don't need to use it if environment, but just make sure environment is like a storage. We will store our information, but this will be available through all your application, like to all, like let's say you want to invoke from right here to another application, this data will not be deleted, still would be on a cache memory. Or you work with a different flow, subflow, the data would be remain until your application is complete. But this way right now I create is another good idea. This is just for learning reason. You could use that one, but it is better to delete it right away once you done. Like how you delete it, set environment and delete it to find it. Even you delete it, once you use it, that will be still in memory, but I don't want to delete it for this, so you could delete it this way if you want. It's up to you. You could create a log to also log each step by step on a separate table, but I don't want to log it. And I wanna the name of my team, like I wanna extract the name and check if the name information match on my database, then I get this information. Set call them a team name. We could write it from environment. I want to write it field name. Sometime I don't get the data, I don't know, for some strange reason. And after that, whatever is coming on a payload, I check the payload, copy that one, and come back dot, because the team name would be signed right here. Extract from the payload to this one. Right now you see, instead of I'm taking not from input, I'm taking data from this location. My correlation name is this one. Just reference it to that point. Because I wanna get data from a database. So for that reason, I wanna declare one more variable. Because I will receive data and team data info from, I will call them a team info, and I want to declare it as a row. Make sure you know I already explained what is row. There's a very special time I give you, like you could sign your like all master tree to right here. You could learn on the code. I already have video, and but still there's a very special type. You could reference it, or we could add the complete message tree in it. So right now I want to use it. Team info, the data is array list because data is coming in the structure of array list. That's why I want to add this one. Right now just say select. You see the option they're giving you. This is the easy way. You could say select everything. Say t and you put the database. I don't know why not come there. Database dot your ESQL name, DNS name. I believe this is the mine, and dot my schema table dot table that I have. If I go, I want to get data from right here, this location. See, schema database, my table as T, and where's T dot team name I want to get. Just go to your application, make sure you put same thing. let's run that one. We say name equal to team name, which we extract, and so this way we do T and database from that, and as a T. This is the easy way we do, but I don't want to do this way. But remember, this just for learning reason, I want to use while loop. I want to get it up to this point. Once I get all my database table, I want to use while loop, so that way I want to make it a little bit complicated to see how we use the while loop. So just good is put this one on a, we should work without that, but I still put it on. Say don't say, just say everything I use, like get everything and sign it right here. Once we sign data, now I want to declare, because I want to use the while loop, I want to declare as a 1, and I want to get the count of this children, how many children is coming, like 1 2 3 team 4 team. I want to get the count of that. If you want to get the count of that, say count. You could use cardinality. That's a very good I say use cardinalities. This will give you the count of the message tree children, especially with the error list, and just you give them a same thing. This guy, just pass it right here. When data come from right here, you pass it right here. I give you the count, how many it is, and after that I want to assign back data to row. This is like extra step. I did it, you don't need to do it, but if you want, most welcome. This just for the learning reason. Sometime I override code, and now we use the while loop. Just say while, because I want to catch this. My point is, when we hit the service, I want to catch the specific information about this team info. If this team name match with it, my right here with the team name from database, I want a specific data from that. So that's why. So all I could do that, I want to use the count, like if let's say if it is I less than count, no, why I use it right here, less than count. I wanna also like get this data to this data. I wanna assign this data from this guy. Each time I wanna assign individual error list to that, like I wanna do high each time, I1, I2, I3, and keep doing that till I get it. Then use the and then, because I didn't put the equal sign, and if condition, and else, not else. Let's take the else first, and if it needed I will put it. So what I want to say, like if my, when data come, if my team name is equal to my team name on a database, I want to get that data, like equal to, because data come right here. Each time I add it right here, I set from database, and the database is a name, the team name is coming, and then it's a dot name match. Then I want to set all the environment data right here. Let me set it on an environment too. We don't need to set it this way, but I just want to make you use with the environment. I want to use environment, say team info plus team ID. Like same thing is on one side, I want to create it on another side. Like I will tell you why. And let me count it. I'm gonna use it 1 2 3 4 5 6. I wanna do it. Okay, the first is team name, the second is name, the fourth is position, stadium. So assign everything to a same label for the save it. I could create right away right here the output and send it to output from right here, but I just want to make it one step more because I want to this one. Once we get this data, this is much this assign that data, we don't want to loop it again. We need to leave. If you want to leave, we need to use the label X and leave the X. So that way we will break to it on and one more thing. What is this? Say syntax hero valid option include this. I think the position, we have a keyword, reserve keyword position function. If there's anything reserve keyword, use the double quotation, the error is gone. So that's a good practice. Use when it's position, the reserve keyword, use the double position and use the label. Once this data is matched, this name is matched, we get the data about this name team, then we want to break it. We don't want to loop, we just want to break the while loop and get out. On a Java they usually say break it and leave. So this was right here, and right now we want to create a success message. So right here, let's do it a little bit quicker. I want to use the if one thing is good, do one thing, otherwise first I want to check it if data is, of course data would be bigger, count which is bigger than 0, so that way I know we fold some data. Then we put we want to place the message. If you first I want to status, I want to just fake it out, the message status which I create right here. I just want to make it true. That means something. This guy is a balloon type is true, and give them a value of true and give the message right now. And because on this one we learn a lot. The label, how we give the label, how to leave the while, how to use the while, how to break the while loop and get out, how to use the if condition. We learn a lot of things right here. So this way, the short way was better, but this way we learn a lot of things. So let's give a message. I will say team and give them the team name. We use double pipe to concatenate it. The team name, team, I want to use this guy, team name. and double, then give them a little bit more information, like say the team perform well is performing well, and they are currently on what position. We want to give them the position and when add which the data I pull it, and position we gave them a position from this. You see, currently we save the data right here, we gave them this low, and again we use double pipe, and let's double pipe with comma end it. So I want to finish it with comma, it will look fine. Okay, this is fine. I want to add this one to else. If there's no data return, then we give them a filler message at least, so that way we know something happened. But let's say false is not success, so there's nothing. And team it's a fail. Just let's clean this guy and say I will say team fail. We did not find a data for this team because there's a no data, so fail to retrieve information for team, and give them space the team name for this team, and use that. And we want to use right now, we want to create the what do you call the final output, create out and dot JSON dot data and reference it. But reference, because as to this point we reference it. We already know how we create the output and how to reference it. If you don't know, I have a video, you could go back and learn there. And say set, I want to map the data that I get it from first as ID, team ID. I put the team ID equal to same location. Let's bring all this one near, get it from there. Team ID will get from where's, probably I didn't use it. Okay, up to this point, and let's repeat this one 6 and 7 times. Name, we want to add name. ID is fine. Name, you know what, let's copy that one and bring it over there. It'll be a little bit easier. Instead I do that, let me put it back. Clean this way. Say set name equal to first ID, that ID, let's up to this point. Okay, copy. Okay, I give them just pass them all the information at that side and give them this two also success, and we will create two more. The message we will put it right here from success message. Let's say success, and okay, this is the success. I will do the second one and I will come to you, because same thing I will do to a second one to get data from the background check with a player match ID.